So you're looking to buy a house and you don't have any money to put down. We might have a program for you.
Is this 2006?
Ooh. Hello everybody, my name is Barry Horvath and this is Moving Forward TV with your local market update.
And I am Delynn Gaston. Thank you so much for joining us. So on today's show,
We're going to talk about the Stanley Cup champions,
Yay!
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yay!
Yay, but
Congratulations to our
Yes.
Tampa Bay Lightning. We are so excited.
We
Can you
are.
tell we're hockey fans?
Yes, but we're
Well, he's
actually,
like an every sport fan. But
actually, you know what, it's the weirdest year ever. And I know that's not what our show's going to be about, okay?
but some
but-
people would love it to be about
I
that.
know, but you know what, it's really an exciting time, but a weird time in history because you think about since early July, that team has lived in the bubble. Without their family,
know.
without their children.
Literally,
And
literally.
I mean, to me, that's a really special championship. But unfortunately for us fans, we haven't been able. Oh, don't
Sorry.
mind us. Answer your tweet. For us fans, it just feels different this year. And you know what? The Rays are on their way too. They're doing amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, and the Bucks actually look like contenders.
So maybe no fans in the stands
Yeah.
isn't a bad thing.
maybe it's helping the team out. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But we're very excited for our Lightning. They are just amazing and so deserving.
Yes.
And you're right. Living in, when you told me that the other day about living in the bubble, I wasn't really thinking of, and when they did a segment on it on the news, they really were living away from they hadn't seen their families
Right.
at all.
Well,
that's how much this meant to them, and that's
social
amazing.
isolation. They did
were
it.
all hockey teams doing that?
All the hockey teams that were in the playoffs, every one of them were tested
Those are the ones
before
who
they
were
went
in
in.
the
They had
playoffs.
0 cases
Yeah.
of this crazy virus.
Interesting.
And here we are, right?
Good for
They made it
them.
work. They made it
Yep.
work. And
Very deserving.
And then here we are outside the bubble spreading this disease around. So, but that's a whole nother show, okay?
No, we're not doing a show on that.
But anyway, you guys want to know about getting into a house with no money down. Well, we'll tell you about it. But first, we got to talk about some other important things going on right now in the market.
We got a lot going on actually right in the market right now. So one of the hottest things, we talked about appraisals and values and appraisal values coming in and not coming in and things like that. So we figured, this is definitely unprecedented times. In addition to the coronavirus that's happening out there, as a nation, we've never been this busy. Okay, so the interest rates have never been this low. Consequently, lots of people are refinancing right now, and everyone, I don't know if it's the shelter in place thing that they want their own home now. I'm not exactly sure why, but everybody and their brother is buying a house right now. All of you realtors out there know this already. You're busy. All of you buyers out there know this already because you're getting outbid on houses. Or you're looking at, you see a house that you love, and 45 seconds later, it's under contract already. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to touch on some of the things that maybe just to give you some heads up on turn times and contracts and interest rates and things like that.
So what do you think right now is the mindset of consumers? Why this buying frenzy? I mean, I have my opinion on it. We got low inventory right now. We have super low interest rates, and you have two mentalities of people right now. You have those that are saying, you know what, I'm going to wait because, you know what, Delta just cut a bunch of jobs and and Marriott cut a bunch of jobs, and there's a lot of people out of work, and unemployment's super high, and people are getting cut hours at work. So I feel like we're going to go into, we have all these forbearance, so I feel like we're going to go into a little bit of a recession here, and prices are going to come down. And then there's the other side of the spectrum where people are like, hey, I can get a house at a low payment because rates are so low, so I want to jump in today. So, and people that have been waiting and waiting for a long time seem to have lost out. I mean, I had people last year going, I'm going to wait for this correction. Well, the correction's not here. And will there be a correction? Well, none of us really know where we're going. All I know in this area is more people are moving in than we're building houses for. So when demand exceeds your supply, prices will ultimately go up. So it's still a great time to buy if you're going to stay in a house. But the days of flipping, they're few and far between right now. So right now, though, if you do want to get in, there's certain things you need to follow, like DeLynn says, because of turn times. And I know the offers, we're all under pressure. Oh, I can't do a 45-day contract. Well, if you don't do a 45-day contract, I want you to think about this. You might be putting your buyer in jeopardy if you don't close on time. It may get accepted. I know a lot of the lending institutions actually won't even accept that contract right now if it's not for 45 or even 60 days. And I know some of the people are saying, oh, my lender can do it. Well, let me let you in reality. It's 10 to 14 days for most appraisals right now. They are working at capacity. Like, we talked to some of them. We had one on our show. I mean, how many hours a day was she working, right?
I know.
We couldn't even get her away.
3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
And then your underwriting turn times are, just to get conditions cleared right now can be 72 hours. That's 3 business days for us to get a document approved that was sent in. And it's nobody's fault.
And all we're trying to do is we're trying to educate all of you to educate your sellers, because we understand sellers are like, I don't want to wait that long. I want, sell my house now.
Well,
so just to, kind of give you just a general idea. So let's just say a typical mortgage company, a typical mortgage department of a bank, whatever you want to call it, let's just say they close on average 500 loans a month, okay? 500 loans a month. Right now, they're doing 700 loans a month because of what happened. So if they do 500 loans a month in a 30, within the 30-day contracts, mostly 30-day contracts, now that they have 700 to do, what do you think that's going to do?
I mean,
they have that much more. And I'm hearing from some of our realtor partners and things like that. Well, I think that they should hire more people.
well, good luck.
We'd love to. We would absolutely.
How do you hire more people when there's, the pool of potential qualified candidates is so small, and they're all working right now?
They're all working their buns off right now.
people
Nobody's looking for a job. They've got a job.
And new
they're
people are
working
looking
hard.
to come in the industry. We know that.
Right. And that's the other thing. Okay, well then hire people. Normally we bring up processors or something, who have been doing this for a while, and they become underwriters, which is great. But then you leave a hole in your processing team, right?
Yes.
So what do you want to do? We want to get new processors in or something like that and train the people. Well, then there's a ramp up time. There's a training period. And trust me, every lender out there, we are doing these things. We are hiring people. We are bringing them on. We're just really saying, please have patience. And please don't think that, 30-day contracts are going to happen. They're just not going to happen. And it doesn't have anything. I've even been talking to the sellers lately. It doesn't have anything to trying to calm them down. It has nothing to do with the quality of the buyer. It has to do with volume. It's just not,
There's only so many hours in a day.
So many hours in a day.
Yeah.
We can't stretch that.
I know. You and I are both in that, 9, 10 o'clock at night. We're still hearing from people, and it gets overwhelming. and then you wake up and people have been waiting all night, like they've been sitting on their phone, and then they've been messaging you because there's thoughts on their mind about this house they want to buy, and it's crazy.
And we're having underwriters work on the weekends. I'm getting some approvals come through on the weekends. We're having them work at one of them. We got my closing department. It was like 8:30 at night, and he's jumping on doing documents. 8:30 at night, and they're still working. They're trying to get through these things best they can. Trust us, they are doing everything they can.
Can we kill a myth?
And a lot of times in the morning, I get up in the morning and I check my emails because, we're all like addicted to our phones. And at like 6:30 in the morning, I'm getting an approval. They're working.
Yeah, they're working.
So
It's
some of the good
crazy.
stuff about working at home, I guess, is people get out of bed and they start
They
working
roll out
right
and
away.
they start. And yeah, we do. I know we do the same thing.
But
We're
they're
checking our
working a
email.
lot of hours. They
They are.
really are trying their best
All
to
right,
get
let's
through everything.
let's kill a myth right now.
Which one? There's
This
lots.
is my favorite myth right now. I was talking, the true story, yesterday. Had a buyer, said she was pre-approved for FHA, okay? And she's looking at a house, and she said, the other realtor says, I have to go conventional.
Oh.
And I'm like, why did they say you have to go conventional? Is there something wrong with the house? Is there a safety issue? And they said, no, because FHA takes too long.
Yep, that's what we're hearing. No, we can't say it enough. It does not take any longer. It really doesn't. It might take the appraiser like an extra, 15
Hour.
minutes because they have to take a couple more pictures. They have to do a couple of more pages on the appraisal.
Where
but
does that come from?
the underwriting is still the same. Our, underwriters can get through a file in so much time. I don't know why they think it can take.
Because they're in the old school mentality. They think FHA is a bad loan and that the appraisal's not going to come in.
And you know what it is? And you know what? Here's the other thing, too. Many years ago, the old mentality.
Back in the early 50s.
Maybe not that long ago, but close. They used to actually send loans out. Your FHA underwriters were not located in your bank or in your office or in your, mortgage office. They weren't located there. You had to send them out to in VA, you had to send them.
Right.
No, now all in-house underwriters, they are FHA certified, VA certified. All of the underwriting, for the most part, most
Right.
lenders, ours anyway, it's all done in-house. We have those certified people. It's not taking any longer.
It's not. And
It's not.
And you know what the other mentality is? People feel like FHA is serving a bottom of the barrel borrower, which is also the further from the truth. There's good
Right.
reasons why to take FHA or not. I mean, if you have a 699 credit score, which is a good one, you're probably going to get a whole lot better rate, even if
Right.
you put 20% down.
And here's the other good reason why, to go with an FHA. A lot of times as we know, our buyers, they're kind of like rubbing pennies together and their nickels to just for the down payment, and they need closing cost assistance. It just so happens that they do right now. FHA is a lot more lenient with that, especially on those lower priced homes. FHA is a little bit more lenient. They're going to give the buyer a little bit more flexibility on that than conventional is.
And they're going to give an amazing rate, too.
And the rates are just better
Here's a time where FHA is not suitable. In my opinion, the only time. If it's a flip.
Yeah, FHA doesn't like flips.
So
Doesn't
if it's
do
a
flips.
flip, okay, list your house FHA. If you just bought it and it's less than 90 days and you're relisting it again, you can't go FHA.
Right.
In my mind, that is the only reason in today's market why you wouldn't accept an FHA buyer.
I know.
Because the roof life unconventional, when the appraiser goes out, if there's not 3 years roof life expectancy
Right.
left, I don't care if you're FHA, VA, conventional, you're going to have a problem.
Every loan program is going to have a problem
Right.
with that. If the house has repairs that need to be done, or it's, shabby here or there, the conventional VA, FHA, they're all going to have an issue with it.
So, let's kill that FHA myth. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
Don't be-
bottom line, 45-day contracts right now. We're telling you, get a 45-day contract. You don't
Or
want
as much as you can.
as much as you can.
Over 30 days.
Give us 35 days, okay? Because when we factor in the weekends, if there's a holiday in there, okay? Your file will not, I promise you, just because you have a shorter contract date, a 30-day, 35-day versus a 45-day, you're not going to get put in the back of the pile.
No.
It
no.
won't. And you're putting a lot of pressure on your lenders, and then people get mad.
And a lot of pressure on your buyers, and a lot of pressure on your sellers, because people are like lining things up and setting things for that 30-day date when we know right up front, we're telling you this is not going to work. Don't have them going and hiring a mover for this date, because it might not happen. Everybody ends up getting disappointed. This is supposed to be a happy, joyful time in a person's life when they're buying a new home, and we want them to be happy and
Yes, we do.
you know, stress-free as possible. It's stressful anyway, but when you put that kind of pressure on, knowing
No.
full well in this market.
There's no pressure. I don't wake up with chest pains every morning right now.
I know.
I don't go to sleep with my head with scrambled eggs. It's okay.
Invest in Lady Clairol, because I'm using a lot of it right now.
That's it. Hey, I've been dyeing my hair gray for years. That's what I'm going with.
You're doing a good job of it.
Yeah, anyway, so get us the longer contract. Don't put your buyer in jeopardy, because if there's a backup offer, remember that backup offer what if they have a cash backup and all of a sudden you're out of contract because you missed it by a day or two? You know what? We can always close early. Your contract says on or before, right? Do the 45-day. Do yourself a favor, take the pressure off everybody, because we all know things go wrong. Insurance, appraisals, inspections. You guys mess up on addendums. Sorry, I know some of you never do. The HOA, sometimes the HOAs are not getting estoppels back as quick as they were. They want a rush fee and all this. And you know what? Those people are working from home too. So keep that in mind. There's so many things that can go wrong on the back end that nobody knows about. I'm here to tell you. Get a 45-day contract. Be happy. 35-day, if that's, just do it. Do it. Do it!
Please.
Please, we're begging you.
Please.
Yeah, I
Your
know.
buyer will be happier. Your seller will be
I promise
happier.
we'll close it
your
early.
lender will be happier, and we'll close on time.
Yes.
If not earlier.
We're going to call this the 45-day closing show.
And trust us, we want to close it as fast as possible too.
Yes.
It's not like we're like, oh, let's wait till the 45th day to do this. No, we're doing everything we can, pulling at all
right.
stops to close them.
We said our piece. Onward and upward. All right.
I know,
let's-
that was a long piece, but it was an important one to get out.
Yes, because we think about it every day. All right, what's coming down the pipe? Well, you all want to refinance. Here's something else new coming down. Remember, there was going to be a rate adjustment on Fannie Mae loans for refinances. Well, some of you want to refinance and lock in on these 1.99 fixed rates for 30 years. That don't exist. Okay, let me take that back. Do you want a 1.99 rate? You can get one. You absolutely can. You know how you get it? You're going to pay points. So make sure you understand that. But what I'm here to tell you about is a rate adjustment that is coming through within the next 45 days. So we're starting to see it on the longer lock periods on refinances. It's a half-point adjustment. It's coming down to everybody. Write this down. Rates are going to go up on your refis in particular coming up soon. So those of you who've been sitting on the fence thinking about refinancing, you got to get your loan in. All this talk about turn times and all, guess what? Refinances are taking secondary to purchases. They have to. So you could be 45 to 60 days on a closing on a refinance. So if you're looking to get cash out right now to build a pool by next spring, you might want to start now. Just a tip, because it's going to take a long time to get everything. I'm not saying it's going to take till spring to close your loan, but it will take 45 to 60 days to close a refinance. I don't care who you go with.
And if-
I've heard
exactly.
90 to 120 days on
refis?
refis from some of the lenders right now.
Yep.
We're telling people 45 to 60.
Right.
It's just reality. Everything applies. And Refis are second to purchase.
Unprecedented times. Again, I prefaced this whole thing with these are unprecedented times. It's not going to stay like this. We all know that eventually things are going to kind of settle back down a little bit, and things will go back to those 30 days. So this is not like permanent, but right now, we're all pretty much, you have to change your methods and such on the fly. So change the contracts, and if you were thinking of refinancing, do it now, because honestly, and I know that's going to slow things down again, or continue, but yes, but there are the great rates, but they're not going to stay forever. They are not going to stay forever. And people are like, well, I'm going to wait for them to go down to 1. Okay, good luck with that.
they're not.
Because guess what?
They're not.
The country doesn't operate with the rates that low. Money's what makes the world go round, right? Well, people invest in our markets. Other countries invest in our markets. They're not going to invest at 1%. That's nothing. They can get better in their own countries and such. So they can't get the interest rates down too much lower. I'm surprised they are where they are.
I'm going to let you in on a secret.
Sure.
The election has everything to do with this.
Everything to do with
And if you don't think it's going to change after the election, just my opinion, you can write this down and you can say, Barry has no idea what he's talking about. There's pressure on the markets right now for the stock market to do well, and it's keeping pressure on interest rates to be down right now. And it will get super volatile. I mean, we talk about it almost every morning on the volatility. I said after the circus debate, I'm sure you all watched that. That was a joy. I had popcorn and a smoothie ready to go to watch that circus, but it is what it is, right? And I'm not mocking our leaders in this country, don't get me wrong.
That's sounding a little familiar.
Yeah.
So,
the
things are going to change. So that's the bottom line. It absolutely is going to change. Their interest rates are going to change. The turn times and things like that are getting longer. But don't wait, and don't think that so and so has the best interest rates or whatever. 1.99. Chances are, like somebody told me the other day, but you pay points for that. 1 point is 1% of the loan amount. Just so that you know. So if you have a $200,000 loan, 1 point is $2,000. 2 points is $4,000. 3 points is $6,000. Do the math.
You're so good at math.
Plus your closing costs. So yes, you can get down there, but you're going to pay to get down there. Nobody is doing those kinds of rates. For the most part, every single one of us, every single lender out there, we all follow the same markets.
Yes.
We're all very close in interest rate. We are all within usually about 1/8 of each other.
Just look at service.
Look at service. Find someone you like. Find someone who's going to be.
If something's too good to be true, it probably is.
There you
All right,
go.
we tease them.
And I like to say someone local.
Yes, stay local.
Keep the local
All right,
economy.
we teased them about having, let's move on.
I know.
0 down payment on buying a house. So we don't have time to go into great details, but this program does exist. We do have a 0 down program back in play. We lost it when COVID broke out. It's back again. And it is a form of down payment assistance. So it is for someone who literally doesn't really have money to bring to the table. Every loan today, with the exception of VA, other than closing costs, requires some form of down payment. FHA is 3.5%. This program will allow you to have a second in place that we supply to you, so you need no money down. Yes, sounds too good to be true? Mm-hmm. It's not.
I know.
It's true. We actually have it. And it's really for people with, you don't have to have stellar credit, but decent credit in order to be able to do this, okay? So if you have anybody out there right now with minimal resources, but have enough income to qualify, they still have to meet the debt ratio requirements. They still have to meet the credit requirements. They still have to have the job history, all the other underwriting things that we do. We still have to prick your finger, draw your blood, tie you and shackle you to a chair during that 45-day miserable process when you're buying a home, which is supposed to be the single most joy in your life. We're going to do all that to you, but you can do it now with no money down. How's that for an analogy?
Wow, you are selling it. There you go.
Don't you feel like we do that to people when you talk to them? They're
I know.
And you know what? It's so funny. We talk to so many people right now.
I know.
And they're all like, they got sweaty palms over the process. They're worried, especially if it's your first house. Even if it's not your first house right now, I don't care who you are. There's some tension because there's a lot of unknown.
It's a stressful time.
It is a stressful time.
Because there's so much going on and there's so much people, we're asking you for everything under the sun and then some. People say, is that everything? No, it's never everything until the day of closing. That's when we stop asking for stuff.
So if you have anybody with zero down, in my opinion, this is a great program. There are income requirements.
And this is, by the way, I want to say, this is not a county program. This is not a state program. This is totally separate.
It's different.
This is a private program.
This is our program.
Right.
We're giving you money.
So I know a lot of realtors are saying, oh, yeah, that's the Florida bond, or, that's the Pasco County program. No, it's not. Or that's the SHIP funds. No, it's not.
Let me let you in on a secret on those programs.
They're not there.
They don't have any money.
I know. Some of them don't have any money. And, and I'm not knocking any of those programs because
You should.
there is I know.
Just kidding.
I'm trying to be
Just
fair.
kidding.
There is a need and there is, there definitely is a use for those programs in some places. This is just another one. Keep in mind, when somebody's coming into the game with no money down and that kind of a thing, there's going to be more hoops to jump through.
And
There's going to be more documents that are required. There's going to be more criteria that's met. Some of the programs have income restrictions. Some of them don't. Some of them have higher interest rates. Some of them don't. So it depends on where people fall.
And remember, this must be used for your primary residence. I mean, we could do a whole show on underwriting this file. If you just know that it's out there. If you have somebody with no money to put down, or they're saying they've been saving, they're tired of their rent going up. For Pete's sakes, have you looked at the rental market?
Oh my gosh, the rents are crazy.
And knowing that you can buy a house right now for less than you can rent and have the joy of home ownership, and that stability.
Maybe that's probably what's driving the purchase market right now. Am I right? I don't know if it's the shelter in place or what. I think it's that the rental market has gone through the roof.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, I can buy a house, and my mortgage payment would be less than." And I think that's probably what's driving it more than anything else. And they're right.
Yes.
They're right. They could buy a house, and their payment would be less than a rent right now.
Yes.
Pretty much in every market.
Yep. Agreed.
In every price range.
All right. Next month, our Lunch and Learn. Actually, it's this month. Oh my gosh.
I know. We're in October already.
So coming up on October 13th?
13th. October 13th.
Our Zoom Lunch and Learn will be about credit. Make sure you pipe in if you're a real estate professional.
And if you're one of those realtors who have been coming to our Lunch and Learns right along, you know him. His name is Michael. We've also had him on the show here. He is very good with Alpha Credit Recovery, so
it's going to be great information for getting people score up, which changes their life in every way. So you don't want to miss that show. So make sure you tell all your fellow agents about us. So make sure you share this show. Make sure you like it. However you found us, make sure they find us too, okay?
Thank you all. Thanks to everyone for watching. We are Today and Every Day.
Moving forward.
See you next week.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye-bye.